like a 2-hour show down to 1 hour after my accident, back to a 2-hour. Now we're doing 3 hours. And I tell you what, the first hour is this mainly we rattle off on all the weird and wacky news each night. But, it's just a little fun, conversation.
It is. I got to tell you that first night you cracked me up with all them Florida stories. My goodness, I feel for Florida.
Oh, I do too.
Anyway, we're going to go a break. We'll be back at about 2 minutes after the top of the hour. So, yes, we're going to be off for 4.5 minutes. Go get yourself a nice cup of cocoa or a cup of coffee or whatever. We'll be back in a little while.
What we are asking for from the government is full disclosure. Because we know what we're seeing, and there are too many of us. We're not going to
As I gaze upon the annals of time, one thing that comes through: we are not alone in this universe. It's a thought that rings true. Ancient cave dwellers drew spacecraft on the walls. It's a recurring theme. I've seen the same thing while walking late at night, and I know it's not a dream.
From Malmstrom to Manhattan, Boston to LA, there are people asking questions and they will not go away. But what has been seen might not be what it seems. The government's shadows dance in the sea.
If you tell the truth, they will ridicule everything you say and do. It's all part of a deception. It's a puppet master's tool. And I've seen those craft shut down the silos from 10 miles away. And there ain't nothing that the Pentagon can do. They can't make them go away.
From Malmstrom to Manhattan, Boston to LA, there are people asking questions and they will not go away. But what has been seen might not be what it seems. The government's shadows dance in the sea. From Malmstrom to Manhattan, New York to LA, you can't get the...
Do you have a paranormal story you want to share on Night Dreams Talk Radio? You could be a guest. Email us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com. If you would like to hear Night Dreams Talk Radio on your local radio station, let them know. Tell them to check out www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. And thank you.
You're listening to my friend Gary Anderson on Night Dreams Talk Radio, the best in paranormal radio.
Well, I try to be, but I can't guarantee I am. But I guarantee you one thing, I am on the radio. Well, let's get a hold of Tom Davis. He's our guest for the next hour and a half. He is a lead singer with the Metatron Power and Light. So let's get him on the line right now. So I'm going to give him a call. And we'll see if he hasn't forgotten.
Hey, Gary.
Well, Tom, how you doing, my good friend?
I'm doing well, sir. And you?
I'm staying out of trouble, and I hope you're doing the same.
Well, I'll tell you what. After listening to your show Friday, I promise you that I won't be sending you those albums, and we won't be entering into that escapade that you talked about that got you fired from the radio station.
Oh, you mean where I give a bunch of records for the first girl that comes down topless?
I got a kick out of that one.
Well, the station owner sure did not, and the station manager and the program director did not like what I did. But you know what? The engineer liked it better than I did.
Some people have no sense of humor. What can I say?
It was okay. You know, I was very young when I was doing that gig. But I remember this one lady that came in. It could have been my grandmother coming in and in topless and say, "How many records do I get now?" None, lady, none. Put it back. Put your top back on.
I'm going to take you upstairs, and I'm walking from
we're getting an echo. Like I'm hearing myself back. Are you on a speakerphone?
No, I'm not actually. So I don't know why. Here, is that better?
Yeah, that cured it. And James,
okay, cool.
James, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I wanted to make sure you weren't sneaking off some sugar frosted flakes again.
No, and Skype hasn't played tricks on me yet, so it's all good.
Okay, pay your bill tomorrow.
I have a shout out to James. He made a comment about the Queen Mary, and my uncle, who was in Sicily and North Africa and Italy in World War II, made a comment and told me a long time ago that both the Queen Mary and the Queen Elizabeth were used not only to transport our troops to the European theater, but like James said, to bring wounded people back, our people, and POWs. And some, in fact, did die.
Oh, yeah.
So
I never thought about that. You know, I forgot about that. I know that the sister ship of the Queen Mary sure met a very bad fate when it caught on fire in Hong Kong and in the harbor and sunk, and they end up filling it up with rocks and concrete, just to, cover it up.
Wow.
not good.
No.
So, Tom, what have you been up to?
How much time do you have?
We got an hour and a half to kill, right, James?
Yeah, that's right. Let it rip, Tom. Let's hear it.
Okay. We, Metatron, Power and Light, the band members, have finished your theme song. And what we're waiting for is Charlie has to mix it, and then we're going to send it off to Rachel, our friend at Resonant Mastering in Seattle, and then we're going to send it to you. And if you don't like it, we'll redo it for you.
Well, how could I not like it? I love everything you guys have done so far. I mean, you know what? The listeners really love it. Well, I take it back. Karen Banks likes all your music but one of them, and I won't tell you the song because I think she's 100% wrong on that one particular song. I like it better than a lot of them. But, the one I played just before I called you has been like the most popular one out there, period.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. You have been instrumental in getting our music out there, and I know that everyone in the band is extremely appreciative of what you've done, so thank you. I do appreciate it. I know Val, Charlie, and Corey all appreciate it, so thank you very much.
Well, you need to email me at your convenience an actual where they can order it from, because, what I have before is where, they could find it, but, we got to, help market it and push it because people want to know where they can buy it. So if you could do that, I'll get it up on the website in the next day or two.
Well, one of the problems I'm having is that people from the ages of, say, 35 to 80 have said, well, where can we buy your CDs? And I said, we don't have, except for CDs that I sent to people like yourself. By the way, did the T-shirts fit? My
wife loves it. I'm a big guy, but she loves it. I mean, she snagged that right away.
Okay. I have had a lot of requests for CDs because some people simply don't like to download music digitally. They just don't like to do it. They want something that they can put in their CD player. And so we have had requests to do that. And so what I'm trying to do is work out a deal so that we can sell CDs, but I haven't done it as yet. So as soon as that happens, though, you'll be the first one to know.
Okay, you can buy a reproduction machine where you put, your music into it, and it'll just crank out CDs like you wouldn't believe. But, that's maybe a thought. But, I mean, people want to buy it. And I've had so many people email. They want to listen to all of them, like when they're on their rig, doing a long haul. A lot of truckers actually have been the ones that's been really wanting it, so they can just sit there and, listen to the whole album as they're driving.
Over the years, I've had a lot of friends that were long-haul truckers, and when you do your shout-outs, I appreciate it, and I know they do, because if it wasn't for them, no pharmaceuticals, no food, no fuel. Without them, it does not get there, so they are appreciated.
Oh, yeah. So I think you had a last week it didn't have the best charisma to it. It seemed like maybe everybody was a little bit off on, the mojo or something.
You bring up an interesting thing, and that is that starting Friday the 19th, I get this frantic phone call from a friend of mine. And he said, Tom, I woke up in the morning, and it was like someone had picked me up and thrown me down this bottomless well. And I didn't know what to do. And he said I was totally out of it. And he said I was trying to get some information on my account at Amazon. So I open up my search engine, and this logo for Amazon pops up with an 888 number behind. So he calls the number, and they answer customer service, and he tells them, that he's trying to check into his account. And the next thing he knows, a gentleman with an Asian accent comes on and tells him that his account has been compromised and that his computer has been hacked. Uh-oh. Now, unfortunately, it gets better. Unfortunately, he was in such a state of disarray that he ended up actually, they connected up with his computer. Oh. And in the process of doing that, they put spyware on it. And then what they did was they actually told him that he had the choice of two companies and that they could, quote, fix the problem. Well, he chose one of them. The prices he said that were on there were pretty high, but he was in an absolute panic mode. And he was tired, and he had a lot of issues. And the long and the short of it is that they got in there. They said the only payment that they would take would be a United States Postal Service money order, which is just like cash. He went and got one. They said they needed a tracking number, so he called them up. He gives them the tracking number. And then the light bulb came on in his head, and he called me. And he said, "This is what happened." And I said, "Okay, I'm on my way over. We're going to take your computer. We're going to go to Best Buy. We're going to go to the Geek Squad, and we're going to have it defragged. We're going to have it," because I guarantee I knew that what they had done. So what happened was we went there. We talked to a great fellow over in Everett. He went through it. He found the spyware. He took it off. He checked his computer and told him. He said the only thing that they got access to, because he didn't do any online banking, fortunately. Didn't have a file for anything like that, was they got a Social Security number, but fortunately he had both Experian and LifeLock. So I told him, I said, that's not going to be an issue. So what I subsequently did is I had him call up the real Amazon and talk to someone in their security division and explain to them what happened. And they were totally unaware that was even up on a website. And they made the comment that sometimes search engines for a price will put things like that up there. I was unaware that they did that, but I guess they do. And so this scam, in my mind, being a former police officer, I'm thinking, well, how many other people got taken for a ride by these people? Anyway, the long and the short of it, he went back to the post office on Saturday, told them what happened. They gave him a phone number, said, call these people Monday morning and put a retrieval on that package, which they also told him to send priority mail. So he did, and fortunately got a hold of a wonderful woman down at Vacaville, the postmaster. And she got on the radio just this carrier was probably 2 blocks away from delivering this, and it was to a UPS drop box. So she got a hold of the carrier, told the carrier to bring it back